At what point have you decided that the trolls will be okay?
What's the literacy rate in Nigeria?
They will.
If you consider yourself a thinker and what you do for thinking people, then you understand that the larger percentage of people don't get you.
I've always seen you as this actor, very passionate, you just woke up and said, it's time for me to direct.
I made my first short film as an oil and gas engineer. Yes, acting has just always existed on the side. When I was preparing to go to cinemas, I was very worried because, when I was talking to my senior colleagues that have gone to cinema, Daniel, you're going to suffer. You want to go to cinema? Why are you going to cinema? Hey!
When did you become this Christian?
I felt her whole body was vibrating. Like her body was in entropy. Things like porn, substance abuse, dried up.
And this was when you said, I'm willing.
Yes.
Do you think it's more difficult for men to accept cheating than why? Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Dear Ife Series. Here is a safe space where we talk about your stories and bring it to our lovely, intelligent guests who also share their opinions, just for you to know that you're not alone in your struggles. I hope that after today, the story that we share will add a little bit of silver lining to whatever it is that you're going through. Today, we have the man himself, the storyteller, the actor, the enigma, a father, a husband, and most recently, a director. Everybody, welcome, Daniele. You heard this one?
That was a good
I felt
intro.
As I was thinking your corner, looking in my corner like me,
The enigma, I'm
It's you. You don't know.
Nice, love it.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Yeah,
very
I know
good.
you came here today, not topped up.
Yes.
You went to eat a vegetable in somebody's house.
Please, I hope they're editing that part out.
They said, who's out to go and eat vegetable? Are you not, wait, are you not tired? Do you wake up one day and just say, what did I do to you people? No, tell me, at what point have you decided that the trolls will be okay?
I think that in this life, no matter what you do, people will talk. So
Yes.
I think I learned to get used to it and be comfortable with it. So
Comfortable,
it's
you
fine.
are comfortable.
Very comfortable. Very, very.
On your behalf, I'm not.
I know. I feel for people who care about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but personally, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Because
cautious.
it's just really like from one thing to the other, and
I
it
know.
doesn't make sense when you look at it deeply. Like, why are you making this thing, so
Well, if you
serious?
think about it, deeply, you understand that, first of all, check the kind of country we have. What's the literacy rate in Nigeria,
It will.
right? Who are the thinkers in Nigeria? And if you consider yourself a thinker and what you do for thinking people, then you understand that the larger percentage of people don't get you and will probably misinterpret you.
Sure.
So the chances are that they'll chat shit.
And then you it's a mistake to try and explain.
No, it's a rabbit hole. You just go
it is a
deeper and
rabbit
deeper.
hole.
No matter what you say, people will always try and turn it against you and try and, oh, no, I don't bother.
Whose skin is harder, you or Toyosi?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it. Maybe hers.
Really?
Yeah, she's a tough cookie.
She has a tough...
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
She's really tough. And she
I know,
give them basketball.
She's the worst.
She's ready for...
Like,
Me, I'm just like, ignore,
Yeah.
but she's coming for like...
And she says it in the most, like, push it at you very...
very eloquently.
Eloquently. She will post and say to Daniel's wife.
She rubs it in, doesn't she?
Oh, my director is my husband.
Wife of the director.
Wife of the... I was like, tell us, you like problem always.
I'm telling you, me, I'm just like, hey, God.
On her behalf.
On our behalf. I'm like, this woman likes problem.
But I also think that that's what Nigerians need.
Actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
you keep giving them. Let's
Yeah.
know who's going to get it. Because very soon, you will now move
Yes,
from
it's
that.
crazy. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. So
I
let
think
me just
when
tell you.
when they realize that you're crazier than them, they
Yes,
let you go.
they either back down or, they...
Find someone else.
Yeah, they do find someone else. You recently directed this amazing movie. I hope you guys have seen it. It's called The Herd. It's on Netflix for all of us to watch. And I've always seen you as this actor, very passionate, you just woke up and said, it's time for me to direct. Because you went to film school, didn't you?
Yeah. So when I was doing engineering and oil and gas, I really wanted to tell stories.
Yeah.
In fact, I made my first short film as an oil and gas engineer. Yes, and then I shot it as an engineer and then released it when I quit my job and all of that. But I've always wanted to tell stories. And then when I quit my 9 to 5 oil and gas job, the first job I got was as a content producer with Ndani TV. Acting has just always existed on the side. But Nigeria, when you're an actor, it almost like takes over. People know you for that.
That's what you do.
And how Nigerians like to keep you in a box.
Yep.
You're the actor,
Stay that way.
Stay that way and all of that. And so it just became this big thing for me, right? And I was known more as an actor. I was on Ndani TV for a year. Then I went to South Africa to study directing. Never studied acting. Never studied acting in my life. I was in South Africa for 4 years, came back from South Africa, started acting, but I was directing TV commercials on the side. So I was directing TV commercials for
Will you
maybe
direct
7 years. For what? The thing about when I hear free, is the way this thing just a shut down creativity.
Not be creativity. As a family, this thing.
Your husband are creative too now. This is a really good director for you.
But
for
he didn't
free,
go and
huh?
study in South Africa.
No, you don't need to study in South Africa.
So no direction, no free.
I can't.
Wow. Continue. This one, drag him for me. You are free to drag
Anyways,
him.
yeah. So I came back from South Africa, started acting and directing TV commercials. And then I had the one opportunity to do Skin, the documentary. I don't know if you saw it.
I know.
With Beverly Naya.
Naya.
So I directed that TV commercial, documentary. It was award-winning, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then continued acting. And I was just like, this acting thing, man. I was getting tired. And I said, you know what? Every time I feel tired, it's a sign for me that it's an opportunity for me to push my, creative, my creative juices. And decided to make a film.
Yeah.
And that's how The Herd was born.
The story.
Yeah.
Is it something that that happened to somebody, or you wrote it out of Nigeria's experience, not somebody that you know?
No, so the writer, Lani Aishida, was in church one day and heard a testimony about someone who was kidnapped. And from there, he got inspired. So he thought to himself, he wanted to tell that story. So he was inspired by true events, but it wasn't based on true events. So he just did his research, got stories here and there from people who were kidnapped, and wrote this story. Between myself and the writer, going back and forth, different drafts, ideas, sharing ideas, we landed at a draft that I thought was ready to go film.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I did my own research, spoke to people people in the security forces, spoke to people who got kidnapped, read a lot of material on, the banditry in the north and, all of that. And and then we decided to tell the story.
Did you pick the writer or the writer picked you?
So I think I was on set one day and I was just like, tired of acting. I was done, and it's usually a pity for me because I left oil and gas to do this. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, is this what I left, oil and gas? Like, I felt like that well of inspiration had dried up and I was ready to quit acting. So I thought, okay, why don't you do something that you are passionate about and leave acting for a bit? So I said, okay, cool. Then I went on this journey to look for the right story to tell. Because for me, it always starts from story.
Yes.
It always has to be the right story.
Yeah.
A story that will inspire me first before it inspires anyone else. So I spoke to writers that I like, writers that I admire, writers that I had worked with before. And Lani was one of such writers. So I went to Lani and said, yo, bro, do you have any stories for me? Do you have anything you're working on that you think I'd like? And he pitched 3 stories to me. And those stories were at the synopsis level. They were just
yeah.
a few
Summaries.
sentences, yes. And he pitched 3 stories for me. But immediately I read the synopsis for The Herd.
You knew it.
I knew it. I knew that was, so it was like the story called out to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
tell me. So I'm like, this is the one. So we went ahead, developed that synopsis into an outline. From the outline, we developed it into a script, and then we started working on different drafts.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And then the story came out, feels like at the right time.
We shot the film June 2024. But before June 2024, we were raising funding for 2 years. So I
wow.
started this journey 2022, right?
Wow.
Got funding after 2 years, then went to shoot June 2024.
I'm sorry, does it take so long to get funding for a movie with a good story?
So, yes and no. So if you're a known filmmaker, if you're a known blockbuster filmmaker, it wouldn't be hard.
Okay.
Because people are used to you making films at that level.
Okay.
But because I was an actor who had never made a film before, you know, people didn't really trust me with that kind of money. And I wanted what I wanted. People say, why don't you start from YouTube? Go make a YouTube film first. I'm like, no,
that's not what.
That's not what I want to do. You know, why don't you make a rom-com? Okay, you want to make a big film. Why don't you make rom-com? It's so easy.
Keep you in that box.
Right, that's Nigerians for you. They always want to put you in a box. Why don't you make rom-com? It's your thing. I'm like, nope, this is a story I want to tell. Is it going to sell? Can you sell it? Are you going to, you know? So those were the questions I was getting. But eventually fought for it and got the money. And then we shot June 2024 and then went into post-production, all of that. By the end of 2024, the film was ready and we're waiting for, okay, so my initial desire was to go to streamers direct, right? Because I knew the subject matter. I knew it will appeal to, you know, a certain demographic. And so I wanted to go to the streamers. But after we made the film, then we had this whole Netflix bust or streamers bust. And they were not taking films anymore. So we had to go to the cinemas. So I braced myself, you know, told my investors that, look, you know, we have to go to cinemas. We went to cinemas. We planned and went to cinemas. We went to cinemas 17th of October, 2025. A week after, and I have to mention this, when I was preparing to go to cinemas, I was very worried because, you know, when I was talking to my senior colleagues that have gone to cinema, Daniel, you're going to suffer. You want to go to cinema? Why are you going to cinema? I can never go to cinema.
Plus, it's not comedy.
Yes. It's not cinema. It's not cinema. It's not a cinema-esque kind of film. So I got a lot of discouragement, right? So like I always do, I went to pray. I went on my knees and I prayed. And I extracted something from God, which was a promise. And God told me, gave me a word. And this is a word he gave me. He said, you will not see the rain, you will not see the wind, but these trenches, these ditches will be filled with water. That's what he told me.
Glory.
And I believed it, and I went. That's what I had, and that's what I'm like, let's go. With this, let's go. And just exactly as he told me, he'll be looking like he's not happy. Yes, he'll be looking like he's not. And then suddenly, it will start small, then whoop, whoop, whoop. The numbers just started growing. I'm just like, oh my word. And then the word of mouth, people talking about the film. I was getting people doing reviews for free. I'm like, who are these people? Where did these people come from? By the second week in the cinemas, first week was still, we did pre-screening. So pre-screening was still a bit shaky. By the first week, by the opening week, I'm like, oh my word. Second week, then I got a call from my distributors. And my distributor said, Daniel, I have some good news for you. I'm like, what happened? It's like one of the major streamers has signified interest in your film. This was unprecedented. In fact,
you've not even left the cinemas.
Like you were so since the streamer burst, right? A film would have to do a year before getting on the streamers. You would do.
I'm saying that. In fact, we have to beg them. When is it coming on Netflix?
Exactly.
When is it?
Exactly. You would do 2-3 months in the cinemas, then you will wait for 6 to 8 months for you to get on the streamers because of the backlog and everything. So I got a call and said, look, Daniel, we got this call and there's a possibility that your film can go on Netflix next month. I'm like, next month, how? How is that possible? And they're like, there was a window that had a film already scheduled for that window, and the film fell through. And they are looking for a film
Something
to fill that space. And we believe it's your film. And we submitted the film to them, and they love it, and they're taking it.
Ooh.
If you accept.
If what?
If you accept. I'm
You
like,
say? Anyway.
What now? And they were like, but it also means that you're taking it off cinemas.
Yeah.
Of course, I went to my investors and laid it before them. And look, this is the pros and the cons. You know, this is our dream. We always wanted to go to streamers. Now the opportunity has come. But of course, they said it from the get-go that it was going to be Africa rights only. You know, because every film that the streamer that Netflix was taking from Nigeria the deal was African release, African rights. And I was like, should we take it? Should we not take it? We're like, guys, let's take it. It's a great deal anyways. It's a dream come true. We have a wider reach on Netflix, everything. This is like answer to prayers, right? And we signed the deal.
Yeah.
After we signed the deal, the film was still growing week after week in the cinemas. Everyone was talking about it. But of course, I wasn't ready for what Netflix, for how people will receive it on Netflix. The reach that Netflix had, it was wild.
Yes.
It got on Netflix and it just blew. It's just remarkable. And it takes me back to that word that I got, that you see, you will not see how it will happen.
I told you.
But it will happen.
Yeah.
So it's just so humbling for me.
When did you become this Christian, this person who went to God, listened and obeyed?
Sis, let me tell you this story. Can I tell you the story?
Do it.
Are you sure you're ready for this story?
I'm ready.
Okay. And I don't think I've said this publicly before, so it's interesting that you're asking me this. I've always been a believer, you know.
Yeah.
I've always been a believer. I've always loved the Lord. I've always gone to church. I've been a church boy since my secondary school days. However, this newfound walk with God started January 2025. And I'll tell you what happened. I had an encounter. I used to fast every January. I used to do long fast in January. And the long fast has always been I'll notice the impact. Is always, if I fast a long fast, I'll have a notable impact in my life, clear impact. But this 2025 fast was special. I fasted, and just as the fast was ending, I prayed for an impartation. Because in my church, harvesters were doing this special program in January, and I wasn't able to attend any of the special programs.
You're busy.
I was busy, but I think God just saw my heart, right? Because I was always praying that, I want an impact. I want an impartation. I want that impartation. And two things happened to me. I won't say one, but I'll say the other one. The last day of the fast, I prayed that prayer that, I wanted an impartation, and I went to church. That day was supposed to be an impartation Sunday in church. Pastor B was supposed to do an impartation. But Pastor B didn't do an impartation that day. In hindsight, it was just a regular service. But something happened to me. I went to church. Beginning of the service hadn't started. Beginning of the service, I went and I hugged one of the pastor of the branch. I just hugged her. And when I hugged her, I felt her whole body was vibrating. Like her body was in entropy. Like her cells were vibrating. And I thought it was weird. I'm like, why is it vibrating? That's weird.
Yeah.
I walked to my seat. I took 2, 3, 4 steps to my seat. As I sat down on my seat, I felt my entire body vibrating. I was vibrating so bad. Nobody prayed for me. Nothing happened. They were not praying in the church. My whole body was vibrating so bad, I fell on the floor in front of church, by my seat, by myself. My wife was there by me. It was so weird. In my head, I'm like, there's something happening to me. Why am I? I'm like, oh, Daniel, you don't fuck up. You don't fuck up. Don't fuck up, Daniel. Don't fuck up. Don't fall your hand. I couldn't control it. I was shaking. I was on the floor. I was shaking like this. They called the doctor. The doctor came to me, I was shaking for like maybe 2 minutes. And then it subsided. And the doctor talked to me, how are you? What's your name? Do you remember today? What's today? All of that. I said, I'm fine. But I got myself, and I finished the service. But after that day, every time I think of anything remotely related to God or the Bible or praying or anything in that
realm,
I will feel my whole body shaking all over again, so uncontrollably. Now, these were the effects of that thing that happened to me. I don't know what it was. I can't explain it. I had an unusual hunger for praying. I had an unusual hunger to study the Bible. I had an unusual hunger to fast. I didn't want to eat anything. I just wanted to pray. I'll be driving to set, and all I want to do was to pray, be to pray. I'll be praying so much, and sometimes I'll have to stop praying so that I don't get into this thing where I'll lose control of the car.
Who sang the song, You Shall Receive Power when the Holy Ghost comes upon you?
So crazy. That thing happened to me for like maybe a week plus. I moved to my guest room upstairs because all I wanted to do was pray. All I wanted to do was read the Bible into the night. And I'll open the Bible, and it was like I was seeing the Bible for the first time in my life.
I did not do you, God.
Let me tell you, the weirdest part was explaining to my guys what was happening to me.
Did they notice?
I stayed away from people. I stayed away from people for a while because I couldn't explain what was going on with me. And I said, you know what? I will find out. And I started talking to people to find out what was happening to me. I called my dad. I said, Daddy, this is what's happening to me. I don't know what's going on. He told me to talk to my uncle. My uncle is a pastor. He said, talk to your uncle. I spoke to my uncle. My uncle said his own. I now spoke to an apostle, one popular apostle. I sent him a message. I'd never spoken to him before. I sent him a message that, sir, I've been... I don't know why I was led to ask
him.
Because, maybe because I was listening to a lot of his messages during that fasting period. So I was led to ask him. So I sent him a message and asked him, and he sent a response. He said, what you're experiencing is what is called a spiritual arrest. He said, because you have a calling and you've been running away from it.
It's time.
So what you're experiencing is a spiritual arrest. And I'm like,
okay.
So what she said, what you should pray now is you should pray and say, Lord, I am willing to do what you want me to do. That was so profound.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'll do that. And true to his words, as I was praying those prayers, everything started to feel normalized again. So it didn't feel out of control anymore.
He's like, nah, okay. Take it. I've given it to you.
Another thing that, apart from those three things, unusual hunger, my habits, those habits that I was carrying in my pocket. I would carry Bible in one pocket,
carry the other.
then carry the other one in the other pocket. Those habits just dried up. Ife. When I say dried up, I mean, I had no
We're not struggling
desire
anymore with it.
That's when I knew something was happening. Things like porn, literally.
You no need to.
Dried, no need to even, dried up. Things like substance abuse, dried up.
Wow.
I'm saying literally disgust me now.
And this was when you said, I'm willing.
Yes. So it felt like I was experiencing this whole thing.
Feels like a newness.
Yes, afresh. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I was so empowered. I just became empowered.
So do you feel like you're floating now? You know that feeling of...
It felt, when you play, I don't know if you played games, like video games growing up. Like Super Mario. When you're playing Super Mario and you chop like a star, there's something that happens to you and you can run through anything.
I remember that game.
You just be running and nothing can touch you. Like anything that touches you just catches fire. And that's how it felt like. It felt like I was in a bubble that nothing could reach me and I was just going. And I had so much energy.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And I thought it would continue forever. I thought I was like in heaven. But what I realized was that, and guess what? Okay, for example, I'll give you a typical example. Maybe in a year, I long fast once a year if I can, once a year. The rest is just short, 1 day, 2 day fast. After this thing happened to me, I've done 3 21-day fasts.
Wow.
But what I realized was that if I didn't continue in praying or continue in fasting, then I realized that my body will start to gain ascendancy, will start to become strong. So that this invisibleness that I'm feeling doesn't last forever. So it's like, it's almost like it wears off.
It will, I mean.
So the more I interact, the more I go around and party, go around and mix with people, the more it fades. Then I have to run back and charge and come out again. That's what it felt like. So, of course, with that was my renewed commitment to my secret place, spending time with God, praying and hearing God. And then, of course, I was taught, obviously, that I should go and listen for instructions. He also said, listen for what he will tell you to do. So there's something you have to do. So all of this is not just for jamboree. It is for a purpose.
Yes.
So listen for what that purpose is. Spend time with him until you know what he wants you to do. So I started spending time to find out what he wants me to do. So with that will come a relationship built that you have to ask him. For example, if you're releasing a film, you have to ask him, how are we going to do this film? Yes. Should I go to cinema? If I go to cinema, what's going to happen? So it's in one of those, I think that's how we got to that long story. Is how did I become this person
that you prayed and then you obeyed. Because
one of those instances
we can do all of those things. We can pray and
not listen.
And then it sounds funny. This one is not good. God cannot say I should go ahead when it's not looking good.
Absolutely.
But you did obey. And that's just amazing. Oh, I love your story. And it's giving me goosebumps. I love it so much. When you're talking, you talked about going to your dad and asking him, Daddy, how has your short physical relationship with your dad? I don't know. Do we have to go and tell people? Go and read or watch Daniel's former interviews. But let's just, quickly summarize it. How your dad was in prison for a long time till 2020?
No.
So what year?
So he was in prison for 8 years. He was released in 93.
93?
Yes,
I thought it was more recently.
He was released in 93.
Yes.
But he wasn't granted presidential pardon.
It was 2020
that was 2020 that he was granted the presidential pardon.
So, forgive me. So, how is it that relationship that you built, that you lost, the time that you lost, do you think you were able to get it back?
So, I think it's still a work in progress. I think the kind of man that he is, he's a remarkable man, my father. He's raised his children without his wife for many years. And although he remarried, but he's just been such a rock for our family and just bringing everyone together. Every time my father comes to Lagos, he does this thing where he says, I want to see all of you. You'd be like, now, wow. What have we done now?
Yeah.
Sit all of us down. We are 4. Sit all of us down and be like, I'm so happy to see you.
Oh.
I want you all to continue to love one another. That's what he called us to tell us. So he does that every time. I want you to continue to serve God. I want you to give God first place in your lives. I want you to love your spouses. That's all he preaches, just love. So he taught me to love God. First person that I saw to love God was my father.
Yeah.
So he's great. And just to recap on, what happened to him.
Yeah.
Because I do share his stories.
Yeah.
Because that's another film to be made, by the way.
Let's do it.
So I was 1 year old, when he was arrested. and uh, he was arrested and tried for complicity in trying to overthrow the government,
Yes.
right? Allegedly
Treason.
for treasonable offenses, for coup against President Ibrahim Babangida. His best friend in the army, his closest friend in the army, had told him of plans that he had to kick Babangida out of power. And the big question became for him, should he tell on his friend or should he not tell on his friend? And of course, when the whole thing was leaked and he was arrested, his best friend was arrested, his best friend said, they asked his best friend, who did you tell about this coup? And he said he told my dad.
Must you talk?
And of course, my dad was arrested as well, and he was tried, and he was sentenced to death by firing squad. And miraculously,
and you were one
I was
at the
1 year
time.
old when he left. Miraculously, he survived that ordeal because a man walked into, you see, 2 times my father has experienced angelic intervention. A man walked into the room with a list of, I think, 3 names, and he called out the 3 names, and my father's name was amongst the 3 names he called out, brought the 3 soldiers out, the rest of this, and said, these 3 soldiers are to stay here, the rest of you are going on transfer. And the 3 soldiers, including my dad, were like, we want to go on transfer now. Why are we not going on transfer? We're all together. They now took those men that were going on transfer to the backyard of Kiri and shot them. Tap, 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 tap.
Wow.
And that's how they died. And then my father his sentence was then commuted to life imprisonment. So it was to remain in prison for the rest of his life.
Do we know why? Do we know what happened that was changed from?
I mean, the surface story is God intervened.
Yeah, of course.
But the backstory is that there were appeals going on. Family members, my uncle, my mom.
Yeah, definitely.
Friends, people were putting immense pressure on the government that you can't just kill these people. A lot of them know nothing about it. A lot of them, it's someone's word versus their word. There was no proof. Like this case, there was no proof that he told my dad anything. My dad was never at these meetings. So it was just his beef with my father. And my father saying he knows nothing about it and is innocent. So you can't possibly kill a man for that. But military government, rule is rule, law is law. They've sentenced them to death. They should be killed. And they were all going to be killed. But last minute intervention, someone's head must have clicked.
Yeah, God
and he said,
someone.
exactly. And the person said, you know what, let's just excuse these 3 people first. We'll look into their case later. Let's let them stay one side first. So yeah, carry these ones and go and kill. That's how they killed them.
That best friend.
Yes. And guess what? As we were tying him at the stakes, he was like, where's Effiong?
Can you imagine?
Why is Effiong not here?
Wow.
Yes, that's what was said. And my dad wrote a book about it, and all of this is from the book. Anyways, because I was 1 at the time. So that's how he survived that ordeal. And then he went to prison. He was transferred to Kano Central Prison. So how they did it was the people from the south, they were sent to the north. And the people from the north, they were sent down south to be incarcerated. And of course, my mom ran helter-skelter, trying to talk to people, trying to get solutions, all of that. And she had to move us to Benin, where her family was at the time. And of course, you'll be shuttling Benin, Kano, Benin, every 2 weeks to visit him, And she used to alternate with my aunt, with her sister, my aunt. When she can't go, my aunt will go from Jos to Kano. Then other times she will go from Benin. And on one of those trips to visit him, she had an accident and she lost her life. Of course, that broke my father. I was 4. And I have one memory of that incident.
I was going to ask, what do you remember?
I'll tell you. I remember waking up very early in the morning and realizing that my mom was traveling. And of course, I made a fuss that I wanted to go with her, as kids usually do. And I cried and cried that she mustn't go there. I must go with her. I must go with her. And I remember her pulling me off and handing me over to a nanny and telling the nanny to take me away. That was the last time I ever saw her. And of course, she died. And that broke my father. But a few years after, someone came into the prison as well with another paper and said, this man has to be released. Why? Nobody knows. No question. Isha had to be released and was released. But the backstory is that pressure again was put on IBB, and that before he left power, that was one of the things that he did, was to say, release this man. But he wasn't granted presidential pardon. He wasn't made official. It was just like he escaped. And when that happens, people are not inclined to, you become like a pariah. People don't want to do business. People are not sure because no announcement was made. Like, how did you get out?
Yes, how did you get out? Or maybe they let you go, but
do you understand?
They've not cleared
so it wasn't exactly. So it wasn't, but he was released from prison in 93. And then, of course, he had to build his life from scratch all over again. But then something happened in 2020 when I was at the same age my father was when the thing happened to him. President Buhari, before he left power, officially granted him his presidential pardon and his restoration of rank and entitlement. So all those gratuities, salaries, everything. So full circle restoration, everything, was granted to him, which was like full circle moment for him and beautiful, beautiful end to his, to that chapter of his life. And amazing. That happened.
I'm so sorry to interrupt what you're watching, but many of you have not subscribed. I know you want to subscribe, but you sometimes forget or you're enjoying it too much, you move on right after. So take a few seconds. Click the subscribe button. Let's continue watching. What are your dad's, his teachings, his life? How does it make you a better father?
So one of the things my daddy did immediately he came out from prison was to sort of like get to know us from scratch. My dad did make assumptions.
You were 10, 9?
Yes, I was about, how old was I? +8, 1 + 8, I was 9. He brought himself, he became, like he's a soldier, but he brought himself down to our level, humbled himself to get to know us and get to connect with us, So that taught me about connection, about being, about connecting as a human being first, not as a father, just as a human being, that respect first. Of course, when we tried to get out of the way, he put us back in line, but just that connection, speak to, when my father wanted to remarry, he would call us and say, look, I want to get married again. That's the kind of father he was. When he wants to take any major decision, he would call us and say, this is what I want to do. Not because he owed us that, but because that was the kind of father he wanted to be. He taught us to pray. He would gather us together, pray together, always taught us to pray, always taught us to come to him when we had any issue. Nothing was too big for my father to deal with. Before my father even remarried, he was cooking for us. He would travel to take us to school, travel with us to school, pack our bags. So he was very hands-on. Wonderful, wonderful man.
Oh, how are you able to be hands-on when you are away a lot?
So I think I have very high emotional intelligence, right? I think. Because it also helps in my craft, really, as an actor, as a storyteller. And so I take moments really seriously. I think moments can carry so much power.
Quality time.
Quality time. So I might not be around every time with my kids, but when I'm there, that moment, I invest a lot into it, in connecting with the kids, in being there, in being present. When I'm present, and Teresi just helps me a lot with that. Teresi makes sure I am a present father.
I don't want to hear
No.
Now that's
she's present. She's like, do you want to take them to school this morning? I'm like, but I'm tired.
Yeah, just manage.
Take them.
When you come back to sleep.
So she really helps in that regard, and I love her for it. So I know my kids like not many people know their kids.
Yeah.
Like I connect with them. I know them. I know them even spiritually. Like I know what God has said about them. So it's very powerful, very transformative, even for me as a parent. The way I relate to my kids.
Yeah. sometimes I wonder how a father is around. I mean, but he's busy. He's working a lot, and the mom has to be that, you know, lifter at the time. How do you compensate Toyosi for all the time that you're away and she's heavy
I let her
lifting?
get away with a lot of things. Because I know she does a lot.
She does a lot.
I know she does a lot. She
Yes.
does a lot of lifting when I'm not around.
Yes.
So when she has her moments, and she does have a lot of those moments, I allow it. Because because I know
Yeah.
she does the work.
Yeah, because I can imagine the suppression. Just wait for that to come. Just wait for it. As soon as you get there.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. And sometimes you can just be like, Daniel, I really can't right now.
Oh, I love it. This is why Toyosi is my girl.
I just can't.
I can't.
And I get it. I get those moments, and I'm like, okay.
I love it. And I even love that you don't fight it.
No.
I mean, and I love women that say, I can't. I really can't.
Yeah.
I don't, there's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah.
The first time she told you, I can't, were you shocked or you were shocked?
Of course. I mean, it's always, even till now, it's always shocking for me. Like first, it's shocking for me, then I have to adjust. My other brain will now be like, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
And it's really is okay. It's really
it has
okay.
to be.
It's really okay. I mean, I've learned being a husband and being a father in an interesting way, and I'm still learning with the Holy Ghost by my side, because it hasn't been
manifestation.
It hasn't been a walk in the park at all.
Yeah.
You know, especially as I'm last of 4 siblings, and she's an only child.
Ew.
You know, so that combo is crazy.
It is crazy. Only child likes to be alone sometimes.
Independent, all of that.
Or also likes to. That's what Toyosi also have 1 billion
yes.
children. Toyosi is okay. We have stumped here. Yes, I can get that.
And then I'm like used to, you know, passing through all these different levels of checks, and, you know, just not being the first person to do something, and just being like, okay, but other people have it covered. Like, why
me?
Yeah, no, but I'm having to grow overnight and be like a leader overnight, and like being that person, and, you know, all of that.
How does the last born be a leader in a home of an only child?
Exactly. That's the question. You have to. She's forced me to be.
Ooh.
She's forced. So it's a school of hard knocks. You have to get on it.
What was the struggle like?
So to be honest, it's power versus influence. You know, it's learning to first lead yourself. You know, you have to learn to influence and lead yourself. Then when you've led yourself, then you can influence and lead someone else. So if you're not a self-leader, it's going to be difficult to lead. So I had to school myself. I had to rein in my
last born.
Yes, and just build and build and be tough.
Yeah.
And because I tend to be to pick on things. You know, I pick those things and be like, this note, the way you said this thing, the way you sounded, but I had to learn quickly, man. Like, you pick your fights. You let go of no. Now's not the time. Now you can talk about it later. It does, and sometimes you will never talk about it, and it's still okay.
And it's still okay.
It's still okay. Big picture thinking. Big picture. What do you want out of this? Ask yourself, what do you want out of this? You want peace? Go for peace. You know, what do you need to get this peace? Okay, you start working on it, and you start leading her. You start guiding her, you know. So it's a lot, I tell you, like it's a lot, but it comes from self-evolution. You have to evolve yourself to very fast, you know, and then she has to see that and then start, because at first she will fight it.
Yes.
You know, she would challenge you first.
Ain't nobody challenging her before.
Yeah, you know.
So she used to only child, do my thing. But now somebody saying, let's do it.
So we used to fight a lot. Basbos, we give ourselves basbos. But then over the years, we've now come to understand each other, you know, understand how to work together, you know, how to build together. Yeah.
The pressure though.
I know.
Like, because I think about not only being a last child, but being a human. Asked to lead another human who understands independence and lives it in true form. I'm not joking. Sometimes when it's a lot, what do you do? When you feel like, I know I'm supposed to lead, but Now, it's just a lot.
So I've done many things over the years. There are times I've cried because I really didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so I'll just go into myself and just like break down and just be like, you know, there were times I've sought help. There were times I've gotten professional help. We have a therapist. There were times I have just prayed and left it to God. And God always has a way to just bring it around. Just be like,
strengthen you.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, because God has to got you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He has
If
to
not,
got
there ain't
you.
no marriage, man. My dear, there's no marriage.
Only you they run up by yourself. That's
no,
a
no,
lot.
no. God's got you, man.
Every time I talk to men who talk about who enjoy talking about them being leaders, you know, there are two different things. Some men are leaders, like, you say, that's what men should do. Let me just... But some men speak about it and you can hear that they enjoy being that person. And then you can see the effect of that in their family. But I also am very interested in their mental health, the time they're able to take away for themselves. Do you take time away for yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I never used to, but Toyosi is so aware of that need that she ensures that even I take time away for myself. You know, not just her, but also I should you need time. So sometimes she tells me, why you're working so much? Why? You know, sometimes I complain, I'm like, you're complaining I'm working so much, but if
you know you don't want to go on holiday. You know you don't want to go to Paris.
Exactly. You know, but sometimes, but I get it. I get why she does that. You know, there's a need to and we need to also educate ourselves to know that the way forward isn't to douse yourself with work. That's not the way forward. That's not the way forward. The way forward is to understand what's important. Rest is as important as work. So if you put rest in first, so factor in rest. In fact, rest is more important than work. So you know that experiment where you have a bottle, and if you put the small sand into the bottle first, and you're trying to put the big stones or the small stones. Okay, so there's this bottle, like a jar. And you have sand, you have small stones, and you have big stones. If you put the big stones, if you put you put the sand first, then put the small stones, you have no space for the big stones because the jar will be full.
True. The sand will seep through.
Yes, but if you put the big stones first, then put the smaller stones, then put the sand, you put everything in the jar. So it's priority. It's prioritizing. So fix your rest first. Fix your prayer time first.
You know this because I know you're a millennial. What is this?
Clock it. You know, fix those important things first.
Yeah.
Then other things will fit. Work will find a way to enter. Is it not work? You will walk. Yeah. Work will find its way in. All those other things will find their way in.
Yeah.
But put what matters first. Put family time, put spiritual time, family time, rest time. Factor those things in first, and everything else will fit in.
What's your safe space?
My secret place.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, always. I don't mess with that now.
Yeah.
You know, he just has a way of, you know,
realigning.
Yes.
Yes. I can understand how.
When I'm there, I come out and I'm just like, you know. But without that, I'm just like, I'm nobody.
I shouldn't be asking this question because, you know, we're sharing and talking, but I want to ask. You share a lot with Toyosi on, you know, your channel, your YouTube channel, and is there any time you said something? I mean, yes, there are times. Even me, as I'm asking the question, like you say things that people have misconstrued, and you know,
of course.
Which of that do you think you need to re-explain for better understanding, even for those with emotional intelligence?
So this is what I say, and exactly how I answered it before, that I don't owe anyone any explanation.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do, Daniel. I'm just saying that for people, even with emotional intelligence, we're not talking about people who want to troll. Sometimes I would hear something and I'll go to my husband and say, "This person said this thing. What do you think because this is what I get
Is
from
there
it."
anything specific?
No. Are you talking about me, like what I think?
Yeah.
No,
is there anything specific that you want clarification on?
No, not me.
Okay, right.
But when I hear, and I know that, because I know this person, they may not mean it like this, but there's nowhere in my brain that gives space for extra meaning.
I'll give an example. There's this conversation, two of those kinds of conversations that we had. I think there was one where we were talking about, and I don't know how we even went, that the way they coined it was that I was saying that a woman's place was in the kitchen or something like that. I don't know how they now
I don't
coined
remember that
it.
one.
I think we were saying, or a woman's place is about raising children, that's a woman's primary, a woman is a primary caretaker to a child. That's what I said, that a woman is the primary care. And they made it sound like I was saying that was
all a woman was.
Is made to take care of children. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
A woman's
all I said was a woman is more equipped at the infant stage of a child to take care of the child. If you compare a man and a woman, at the early stage of a child, a woman is better equipped to take care of that child.
Was that what you're saying now? Yes. Is that how you said it?
I think so.
Okay, so how is that misconstrued?
Let me ask them. Help me ask them. They will, of course, the blogs will take it. The blogs will say, would put the caption a little different, and then of course, but if you watch the full video, if you watch the full video, is of course different. But if you watch just the clip, then you will have he's a chauvinist, he's a this, he's a that. Of course, and feminists were coming for me and all of that. But you know, I stand by it. Is what I believe. You know, I think people are free to believe whatever they want to believe. Okay. Another one was also where I said that you must be friends with your ex. That is fine for you to be friends with your ex. It's okay to be friends with your ex. I think if you will watch the full video, you will see that I qualified what friends meant. I didn't mean friends. I went further to say not friends, but you can be okay. You can be in okay terms with your ex, not like you have to be friends, like you're visiting your friends. And no, that's not what I meant. I meant you don't have to have an issue with your ex.
Nigerians don't like ex issue. Let me tell you.
They'll be okay.
Nigerians believe that if you have ex, the ex is your enemy.
We are in terrible relationship. Because we get into really bad relationships.
We also said the same thing, that there's nothing wrong in being friends with your ex. I mean, it's not like you're talking every day. No, but understand that we got flack. Well, I personally got, because I said that, well, I only speak for mature women. They say, we're not mature. If you hold your mature. I don't want to be friends. Problems. I don't want to be friends with my husband's ex. You hold your... I said, sorry, I hold my mature. I'm the only one that's mature. Take it. Because I assume that it takes maturity for you to look at your husband's or whatever ex as ex.
Of course.
It's done.
Like you have to be, like your brain has to be in a
What
certain,
do you need? But people were so mad.
Way.
And then that's now I see the mentality of Nigerians.
Yeah.
A relationship is not that enjoyable. So then you move into the next and on to the next and on to the next. Do you like my skin? Do you like my skin? I'm sure you do. My skin is powered by Dang Lifestyle, a skincare brand specifically tailored for people like you. Go to danglifestyle.co to get yours. Use the discount code on the screen to get 10% off. Now let's get to our story.
All right.
We always take a pledge. I, Ifedayo,
Daniel Etim Effiong,
promise
to
be kind,
to be honest,
and to not ask Ife who wrote in the story. Then do quick.
And to not ask Ife who wrote the story.
Thank you very much.
All right.
The last time Toyosi was here, and she was taking her pledge, I, Toyosi, Daniel's wife. Why you like problem? Why? And we kept it there. People said, and guess what? People took it in good light. It wasn't like a...
They'll get around to it.
Let's read the story. Dear Ife, thank you for your audience. I will try and make this short. Not really. But please bear with me. I ask for the indulgence of the community on this issue because many of us are women and some have made the kind of mistake that I have made and can advise me. I made a big mistake. I read my husband's phone and saw that he has been sending money to a woman from church without telling me. They have also met up and I wasn't aware. My husband is a pastor, but he cheated on me when we dated in the first year and promised not to repeat it again, so I forgave him. This is our 8th year of marriage, and I've never suspected anything until I read his phone. Taking that woman to lunch and then meeting up somewhere, I believe he deleted some chats because the chats were scanty, like the conversation didn't end. When he cheated on me that year, I told him that I'm from Akwa Ibom, and my revenge for cheating is that I will cheat back. So he can't repeat such. So when I saw that he was having an affair with that woman, I didn't say anything to him. I told my best friend what I wanted to do, and she said, this is the best revenge. So I just went and did my own back. And even though I wasn't ready to let him know, he found out. And I told him my promise to him was that I would cheat back and he can do his worst. I didn't care at that point. Only for my husband to show me the message on his iMessage between him and the lady and the message with our senior pastor. The lady I thought he had an affair with, he was giving her money because her husband left her, took the children to Canada and never returned. And he stopped sending her money. She told us that it's in Canada I will send for her when things are settled. I never knew the man left her. This same lady, I knew her husband from university when she wanted to marry him. I warned her against it. My pastor's wife did the same, but she didn't listen. The reason my husband didn't tell me was that the woman begged him to cover her shame and not tell me or the pastor's wife for now. That was why my husband and the senior pastor have been sending her money and paying for her to learn tailoring. I felt so stupid. I only checked his WhatsApp. I didn't know there was anything in his iMessage, and all the conversation was there. Even a group chat with the senior pastor where the lady was giving updates on her tailoring progress. I have shamed myself, and I told my husband that I'm willing to do anything to make him forgive me. I have begged, I have cried, I have reported myself to his friends and parents. He said I have not done enough, that if I want the marriage back, I know what to do and he won't be the one to tell me. Please, I need help. I have messed up, but what else can I do to get my family back? I'm without shame at the moment. I just want my family back. Please help me. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
First of all, don't go and be checking your husband's phone.
Let's start from there.
Let's start from there. It's so unnecessary.
Even if you have the
You know,
password.
yeah, Tracy and I used to do that when
Yeah.
we were
Younger.
first year of our marriage.
Yeah.
It's just to be nasty. I think we just outgrew it.
Yeah.
It's
What's the
just,
point?
like, I don't even know where to start, really. I don't know what she should do.
Should her husband have told her that I'm giving money to this woman?
Yes, I feel like the husband should have.
Yeah.
Especially when you know that this is the kind of person your wife is. There are so many no-nos for me in this story, right? I don't even know where to start. Like, you could start the whole story and I'll be saying no, 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 no,
All
no.
of it.
But I think the whole concept of saying that you are this kind of person from this kind of place, and if they do it to you, you do your own back.
Yeah.
That's so cringe.
Like, I was wondering,
so
what do you mean I'm from Akwa
cringe.
Ibom? I'll cheat back. Is that a thing?
I'm telling you, like, you cannot destroy yourself because someone is destroying
Yeah.
himself. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's the thing about hate and revenge.
You
Like,
lose yourself.
Yes. Like, you're thinking you're doing the person, you're not, you're harming yourself.
True.
You're destroying your peace. You're sowing seeds against your own life and against your destiny. Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing that?
Yeah.
You're not hurting your husband by doing that. You're
Yeah.
hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So that's a no, And for people who are listening and for people who want to learn, it's better to take pain
And to give it.
than to give it. It's better.
Mm.
The body will feel like if I
will feel better.
Yes, I'll feel better. It's a lie. You feel better temporarily, but it's not it's a mirage, it's a false hope. It will feel better temporarily, but you go away feeling worse. You will always go away feeling worse. And so you must take time to heal, take time to take care of yourself. Go and hurt and be okay and heal and come out
come
better,
back. Yeah.
But it's important that you take that time off. If you're heartbroken and you need to, find, and this advice, right, comes from a level of self-awareness and maturity that not many people have. But you need it. You really, really need it, especially for married couples. And that awareness is that love, if you claim that you love someone, except you don't love the person and you're just there for vibes and for benefits, what you gain from each other, that's a different thing. But if you claim that you love someone and you're there based on God's definition of a marriage and how a marriage should be. This should be your approach to your spouse, right? You're there to be a blessing to this person. You're there to give. You're there to be for the person. Sometimes the person isn't always 100 for you.
Yeah. Are you always 100 for the person?
Exactly. And so sometimes the person, you must have it in your mind, at the back of your mind, that this person is human and susceptible to flaws. And someday this person may make a mistake.
Yes.
When that happens, what do you do?
Why don't you, first of all, ask, like in this case, why don't you ask questions first? Because this is not clear. Abi, okay, you have read the message.
Let's even assume that the person did it.
But if they did it, won't you still ask? Or you still just
you
want
will
to...
ask, you will ask. So let's even assume, because if I mean, she thought that he did it.
She did think for no reason. She only saw her husband said, let's meet.
Yes.
Come and meet me here.
Yes.
Then he sent her money.
Yes.
Tell me how that equals cheating.
Some people, some people just need to, they don't even need to see money. They just need to see that he's talking to somebody that she has not, that she doesn't know. It's a big problem. It's a big problem for many people.
Trauma.
It's a,
let's not forget.
Thank you. Lots of people are going around.
And so there's no explanation you can give me now that will tell me that this one is not cheating. Part of the brain where you want to just protect yourself, and that way you attack.
Yes, self-defense.
This is what exactly is happening.
So I think your approach first should just be like, if someone messes up in a marriage, you should first come from a place of, how can I help you? That should be the
After
approach.
you offended me?
Yes.
How can I help you not to offend me?
No, this is a problem. How can I help you out of this problem?
And then wait first.
Yes.
Wait.
I'm listening to you.
Hold on.
Yes.
First thing. You didn't say second. You didn't say after you have dealt with your own.
No, first of all, to deal, you have to come out of this problem that you are in first, because it's a problem. You are in a problem.
I am.
Yes. If you cheat on me,
you
are in a problem. How can you come out of this problem? How can I help you get out of this thing you're in and then come so that we can talk about us and we can start healing?
So I shouldn't think about myself?
No, think about yourself.
No, I'm not talking about, I'm not the one who cheated. I caught the man cheating. I should be thinking, how can I help him?
Yes, get out of his problem to come to you so that you both can solve your problem
I should not think about how I'm hurting.
How would that solve the problem?
I don't like your answer.
How would that solve the problem? Tell me how that will solve the problem.
It will solve my own problem, because I'm not the one that cheated.
Why are you solving your problem? Solve his problem. Get him out of the problem. You guys come together and you deal with your problem together.
I don't like what you have said.
Why?
Because it
Because it's not self-seeking.
Yes.
But love is not self-seeking.
That's your business.
No, I know it's a hard thing to think about.
Hard.
I know it's hard to think about, but think about it that way. Don't be self-seeking about it.
Maybe other offense.
Maybe
other offenses.
Other offenses are
like other things, like cheating. Like maybe if the guy does other things, I may say, come, let us discuss.
No, but why? That is just one of the other things. Cheating is an offense like lying, like stealing, like talking to you anyhow.
Only if he's willing.
Yes, and he has to be willing.
Yes.
Because first of all,
even though, no, I'm not saying I would do this, but for those who agree to what Daniel is saying, maybe at some point,
How would you approach it?
I would separate. I don't mean leave the house.
Yes,
I would separate myself to just be by myself and understand my own feelings. I don't even blame myself. I don't like when people say, oh, the person cheated because I did this or I did that. So I don't want to blame myself. But the truth is, the natural reaction is, why would he do that to me? What did I do?
Thank you. The natural reaction is to personalize it.
Yes.
Why are you personalizing it? It's not about you.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me a moment.
The person has a problem. You see, people cheat because they have issues, don't you know?
I agree.
Yes, it's not about you. The person is carrying an issue. that he's maybe trauma, I don't know what it is, but he's dealing with an issue that is making him do it. So you as a partner of that person, and you see that, okay, imagine your husband comes from outside and he's smelling of fuel. What do? Will you go and lock yourself in a room and say, hey, what did I do to my husband that made him?
No, it's not the same.
You say, what's going on? Don't you want to take off your clothes?
So in this case, the woman should have gone to her husband to say...
find out. So you solve a lot of problems by even just talking about it.
Yes.
I saw this on your phone. What is it about? So is that approach, first of all, that there's something wrong?
The approach of there's something wrong.
Yes, there's something wrong. How can I help? Yes, like how can I... Like you save yourself a lot of issues. You will either find out that he's not cheating, or find out that, oh, he cheated and then he regrets it, or blah, blah, blah. How can we get over it? Or it's just a better approach to dealing, right? And then Mr. Oga, God, that can be so heartbreaking. So he now has to reciprocate.
I don't think he wants to reciprocate. So he's saying to her, you know what to do. What do you think a man wants when a woman cheats? Because
that is such a mystery to me. Like, I don't know what a man would want a woman to do after cheating.
Begging, after going
to
family.
To do.
Yeah. I don't know. We're also confused. What could she do? Just pack your bag and be going. Because she did apologize, did everything. No. Yeah.
There's nothing she can do at this point. He has to. The ball is in his court.
Yeah.
So he has to. Yeah, he has to come around to say, except he doesn't want the marriage anymore.
Yeah.
But do they have kids?
Yeah, I think 8 years. I'm sure.
They've been married for 8 years.
Yes. Yeah.
So he has to now be the. So the ball is now in his court. He has to come around and help. And it's really difficult to build after, broken trust.
Again, it just feels too messy.
Yes, it's very messy.
It just feels too
very messy. But this is what I often say, and it's from the scripture. A scripture that I really like. It says, if the ministration of darkness be so powerful, how much more the ministration of light? And this is the meaning of the scripture to me. It means if sin can be so damaging, and sin is damaging. You see all this heartbreak and all, it's so messy.
Yeah.
But the implication of grace is much more powerful. So you see how damaging this thing is? Grace has much more power to heal.
To heal and
to repair.
Yes.
So there's grace.
Restore.
And restore. So there's much more grace times infinitum to restore that situation. But people don't open themselves up to it. They just feel it's so like, it's so damaging, it's so messy. So where do I start from? There's grace, you can.
Do you think it's more difficult for men to accept cheating than...
absolutely.
Why? Because you did it, she did it.
Yeah.
They're both humans.
I think it comes from a place of culture and tradition. Men, and also biology, men are wired to be egocentric. Men are wired to be territorial, be, all those ego things, right? So if you couple that with the fact that traditionally and culturally, people expect men to be the ones to cheat. People expect men to rule over the wife and to have their say, and women should be. So when you switch that up, and then it now is your wife cheating on you, it can be so heartbreaking for the man. Like, it damages his ego. And if it becomes public,
Don't let it be public.
You can finish it.
You can take it when it's not public.
If it's between both of you. But man, it becomes such a huge task to overcome for men.
Yeah.
And it takes a man who is a superman to get over it. Yeah. But it can be done.
I believe that it can be done. I definitely believe that. The whole situation for me is messy. It can be restored. Daniel said next time, you should think about it. You should say, come, let me help you with your problem. I get it. But, marriage is too strong for you to just discard it on that kind of thing. I'm speaking,
And many
for
times
other
people
people.
come into marriage for self. A lot of times. If they come into marriage, and that's where the problem is. That's always when, if you come into marriage for how it makes me feel, how it makes me look, what I want to do with it, what I, then it becomes such an issue when there's a problem, because all those eyes
You can't really see beyond that. Understood. We have a gift for you. They have put it. When did you put it? I did not see it. The people of Dang.
Oh my God.
Hey, man.
Clock it.
They asked me
Dang man.
Yes, they asked me to give this to you.
Thank you.
I hope that you like it. And you let me know personally how you feel about it.
I'm going to love it.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming. This has been so enlightening, and I'm just so happy that you came. And you're well enough to, to come today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Community members, over to you. I don't like to be having a stressful conversation and you be cutting me off. For Daniel will change his mind.
I run. Tomorrow I'll send you email. I think I spoke too much.
Don't send me email. I will not watch it. I will block.
If I maybe we should.
I will block you. Don't send me email. Yay! Thank you so much. You actually made it to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this amazing episode.